Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I'm back with Rachita today. So, Rachita is a psychologist. And Rachita, thank you very, very much for taking your time out and joining me in. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure again. So, before we begin or ask you anything about or any questions about anything, please introduce yourself, what you do, and everything about you. Yeah.
All right. So, hi, my name is Rachita. I'm a counseling and industrial psychologist. I was freelancing initially as an industrial psychologist and I started working with a company. Cut to when I started studying counseling psychology and I could not do anything further. I knew this is it for me.
Mhm.
So currently I freelance as a counseling psychologist. I take sessions, one-on-one sessions with people. I've done webinars, workshops related to mental health, and I think this is it. I don't want to do anything further. And it's a private practice, though I don't work with anybody else.
Oh, great, great.
Yeah.
So, can you give us a small brief about the topic and what we're going to be discussing in the session today?
Yeah, so like all of us know, it's the pandemic, which I hope gets over very, very soon. But it's the history that I think all of us will ever talk about. And this is something that affected everybody, be it positively or negatively. That is the relationships during the COVID times. So today we're going to talk about the positive, negative relationships and how could you really take care of them in case we have a third wave as well. And cut to how can you further on make better relationships post COVID. So I think these are the things that can be taken into the topic.
Great, great. So, how has relationships have changed due to COVID and all the 1, 2, 3 waves whichever are coming? How do you think they
Yeah.
have changed it?
So I think pandemic has turned our life upside down, be it for any reason, be it financially, your relationships, everything. So besides all the health related issues that we have, there are so many couples that are probably feeling very overwhelmed with what's happening. Be it they stay with each other, they don't. Even the family members, if it's a joint family, nuclear family. So there's a lot of anxiousness that's happening amongst everybody because they're not used to such an environment. They're not used to staying. We are never like taught to stay in the same room, same house with a set of people and not go out. So pandemic has turned it, and during the pandemic I think all of us did rethink about everything in our life, because everything I think we all thought that, oh, it's such a short life now, so we want to do this, we want to do that. So everybody was rethinking about it. So whether you're single, on a relationship, or your closest relationship with your best friend, family members, they have been put into test when it comes to COVID. So, whether it's your spouse, significant other, best friend, family members, there's so much that's been happening. It's become very challenging. So, in the most positive sense, yes, some people have got really close, be it with your significant other or your family members. Few people have become very close to their family as well. They've spent more time with each other, and this could be an opportunity to get to know each other well, probably from day to day. But at the same point, during the pandemic, some couples did experience a lot of anxiety, which takes a shape and a strain to your relationship. And anxiety can manifest a lot of anger, irritation, and some individuals were arguing more than any other time. So I think staying in the same environment, because you're probably not used to it, it was a lot of argument between one another. But at the same point, a few people did have a positive impact as well.
Mhm, mhm. And what was I think this is a personal question, but whatever kind of let it be the family one or the loved relationship or anything.
Yeah.
How was the thing near you, and how did you feel, and how were you feeling about it?
Oh, so for me, I think pandemic initially was very irritating. I could not understand the fact that I can't get out of my house, because I think I had been studying prior to that, and 1 year of my education was during the pandemic, and I could not see my college. And I was like, why am I here? Like, I cannot even make connections to be able to make new friends in the college. But at the same point, I think I did get closer to my parents a lot. And definitely I'm definitely not married, as you can definitely
Yeah.
make out from my face as well. But in that aspect as well, I think I never had issues, be it living in the same house or not, because I think I got closer to everybody, because everybody would think very emotionally and rationally to every other aspect
Yeah.
than just chilling right now, because everybody came to a point that, oh, it's such a short life. let's just take decisions wisely,
Yeah,
and let's just not make a fool of ourselves.
full
So
of
I
us.
think irritating tha initially, definitely. There's no chance that I would say, oh, it was wonderful. But after a point, like all of us, we got used to it. So I think here I am with the same.
Great, great. Really glad to hear that. And
Yeah.
so how can you think anybody um who's having a hard time adjusting to everything new, everything different, how do you think they can adjust to it?
So with the probably family members or partner, I think listen to what they say. Don't start having an argument together, because there's so much one is going through. Possibly the person's going through a lot of fear of being sick or losing a job or some tension here and there, and they're still in the house. So having that tension and staying in an environment not able to have a change is very tough. So listen to what they're saying, have empathy and express it. Understand what they're going through. That just thinking that, oh, what am I going through? It's our duty to really like put ourselves in others' shoes and understand what they're going through, and that just makes it easier for all of us.
Yeah,
And I get it that people did spend a lot of time together, and but all of us haven't spent 24 hours with each other ever.
yeah.
So, like for example, it's like eating a jar of hot fudge altogether, too much chocolate, it gets too much for us, right? But at the same point, if we start having water in between, it's a lot more better. So it's easier to have buffers. For example, if you're staying with your partner, if you're married, if you're in a live-in, whatsoever, possibly have buffers, stay connected with people outside as well, so that you just balance that way. You're not thinking so much about it, and you're not putting all your frustration over one person particularly. You're having your buffers as well, and it's easier that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And there are possibilities of thinking and people commenting that there could be another way, and then people will be pushed to homes again. So how do you think this is going to change? Because now you've already been with the same people for 2 times continuously. After a small kind
Yeah.
of break, you were put in again, and I
Yeah.
think after some months you're going to be put back again in again. So what
Yeah.
you so what do you think, how this is going to be impacting the mind and mental health of people?
I think because all of us have been through the same thing prior as well, not just once, twice. So all of us are kind of aware of the rhythm and the cycle we go through. We kind of know that, oh, this is going to happen. These many months are going to be there. So I think the first week was very tough for everybody. Very, very tough. I think for me, for you as well, I'm sure, and for everybody out there. So first wave was very tough, but I think by the third, everybody's just hoping for it to get over. So I think they're just gonna go with the flow. But at the same point, you have to understand the rhythm of the relationship, because you've been understanding since the past 2 cycles. You've been understanding what triggers your partner, what does not trigger your partner, which is necessary for you to understand. You have to stay in the same team when it's stressful, because definitely it will. The things are going to change. You're going to be in work from home all over again. A few still are, but I think the life has become more easier than other times. But you have to be in the same team like you have, and take time to listen to your partner's view or your parents or your siblings view, and give each other some room to breathe. It's very important that all of us need some time out from each other. It's nothing selfish, it's nothing wrong.
Yeah,
All of us need time to breathe, and it's easier said than done. And because when you give each other space and time, you're able to do things separately and independently on daily basis, which is an important factor. So it's important to you take time out and you breathe a little than to just being in the same room, doing everything together. Even if you're staying in one room, possibly do things separately at one point, if not together all the time. That's going to give you like the buffer I said. So yeah.
great, great. So anything you'd like to end this up with a message, or would you like to add some things more, which I think I was not able to cover here, or anything?
Yeah.
If you would like to, please go ahead.
So I think post the pandemic, when everything gets okay, hopefully soon, I'm kind of waiting for that. So I think post this, allow your times yourself to adapt to the change that's going to occur again, because I think all of us are used to this cycle now. Yeah, we kuch mahina we fine, then pandemic, the cycle happens, then we're at home, then we're fine, then we're at home. So this is the cycle we used to since the past 1 2 years. It's a mad. But now that the pandemic will get over, allow yourself to come out of it, adapt it, and it's more likely that you haven't seen the light. Possibly you were in a hole and you're going to come out in the light and live a life possibly without mask one day. It's going to be new for you, which was very old initially, but you have to give yourself some time and re-enter that part of life. But at the end of the day, it's important to remember that everyone's going through the same thing. Everyone's dealing with the stressful situation. It's just not you, me, or one particular person. And the more we can do is to treat each other kindly. And it's better for every aspect of our relationship when everything gets over.
True, true, really true. So thank you very much for spending your time and joining me in.
Thank
It was
you.
great to have you. Thank you very much, and thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.